Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 60 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 30 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I'm your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins, here each and every Saturday morning live to answer any and all questions you may have regarding your vision, eye care, or a nutritionally related topic. We are both live in the studios, and when I say both, what am I talking about? Well, my very welcome guest and co-host this morning is Dr. Susan Summerton of the Lange Eye Institute. Dr. Summerton's going to be in here live with me. You can see her if you're watching us live on Facebook, live on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. So Dr. Summerton is live with us. Now we're on Instagram, and I'm wanting to know if we're getting voice on Instagram, and we're going to find out right now. We are live on Instagram. We're going to see if the voice is coming through. All right. Phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. I want to mention, I will not be at the Fortify Nutrition Center today. However, the Fortify Nutrition Center is open from 9 to 10. We're open right now. So if you want to get anything today at the Fortify Nutrition Center in Clearwater, go in right now. From 9 to 10, we're open. Then we're going to be closed the rest of the day. Myself and Tammy and Mackenzie are heading to Auburn, Alabama, War Eagles. So Mackenzie going to have a tour of the campus and interview on Monday. She was up at Harvard last weekend and Tulane the weekend before. So, we're looking at colleges right now. So we will not be open at the Fortify Nutrition Center this Saturday, but we will be open today from 9 to 10. But you can get anything online at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. Remember, we still have the BOGO underway. The buy one, get one free on the Fortify Super Omega. It's been huge. And we got a BOGO, buy one, get one free on strawberry watermelon cream. That's also been huge. We're going to expand on that. So go to the website, fortify.com, the Super Omega until the end of the month, which is right around the corner. Buy one, get one free. That has short dating. Expires next month. It's not really going to expire. You can use it for another 2 years. It's not going to blow up. Okay. It's fine. And then the Fortify strawberry watermelon cream, that doesn't expire till the end of the year in December. But first, we're going to take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Susan Summerton. Since she's live in the studio, I'm going to give her the microphone. She's going to say hello and just tell us a little bit about yourself. I know you've been a guest and co-host on the show many times already, but let's just enlighten new listeners.
Hey, good morning. Happy to be here live in Tampa. My first time actually in the station. Looking forward to sharing our listeners and answering any calls, educating, and doing what we like to do. Anyway, I'm a nutritionist and optometrist. I work with Dr. Lange and Dr. Caputi at the Lange Eye Institute. And I enjoy seeing patients every day, checking out their eye health, helping them with their nutrition. And now I'm happy to share it with the rest of the listeners today.
And Dr. Summerton, you don't like to toot your own horn, so I'm going to toot it for you. You're not only a certified nutritional specialist like myself, but you've gone a little bit further. Let people know you have a little bit more training in nutrition, and you're the only one in the state of Florida that has all these credentials.
I do. I love researching, and nutrition has been a passion of mine pretty much my entire life. And at one point, I was teaching nutrition at a university. I love doing that. And I went on and got more board certifications, certified nutrition specialist, a diplomate in nutrition, and also a fellow in the Ocular Wellness and Nutrition Society.
Fantastic. And she's on the team at the Lange Eye Institute. And a lot of the patients are loving what she has to do, including me. So if you want to see Dr. Summerton at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida, it's just a hop, skip, and a jump from wherever you are in Florida. So come on by. I'm going to give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. It's 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about meibomian gland dysfunction and a relatively new procedure called ocusoft thermal one touch, how it's done in the office, relatively inexpensive, and it works at opening those meibomian glands and helping to alleviate your dry eye. We're also going to talk about something that we're experts in, scleral contact lens fitting for those irregular corneas, people with keratoconus, people that have had corneal transplants, very irregular corneas, and they can't see. Well, scleral contact lenses may be the answer for you. Quite frankly, most eye doctors don't know a lot about scleral lenses, but we are experts at the Lange Eye Institute, Dr. Summerton and myself, at fitting these scleral lenses. So we're going to expand on that. But first, we're going to go to the first call. We got a lot of people on hold, so I bet you everybody knows who the first caller of the morning is. Bob, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, doctors. It's a pleasure to talk to you this morning. I don't know why, I guess I'm just struggling to find worthy questions for a Saturday morning. But I look at society around me, and nothing stays the same. Everything has to evolve, I guess is a current word, upward, making things better. So my dumb question for a Saturday morning, let's take a product like Omega, the Fortify Super Omega 3. In my opinion, that's about as good as it's going to get. But is there a way to take even a Super Omega 3 product like Fortify's and make it better?
Well, that's what it's all about. The team at Fortify, and this is why I hire docs like Susan Summerton that are in tune with nutrition, Dr. Hall in tune with nutrition, to have a really good team. We're always constantly doing research, constantly going to continuing education. We get more continuing education for our nutrition arena, our nutritional aspects than we do for the eye care aspects. We get tons for both. But we're always involved in research, ongoing research in the office. We always analyze international and national research. We're constantly doing this and discussing it among all of us. And so at this point in time, I think Fortify Super Omega being a reesterified triglyceride molecule backed by some really good studies. And we did some Omega Index studies, as you recall, Bob. You were involved in those Omega Index studies, proving that 2 per day, as long as you weighed less than 200 pounds, brought your Omega Index between 9 and 11%. And folks, over 8% is the heart healthy zone. So as far as our Fortify Super Omega goes, we did expand and we developed Fortify Super Omega Max a few years ago because some of the research suggested that even more of a triglyceride form omega-3 would be beneficial based on disease entity, based on weight, based on age, based on metabolism. So therefore, we've had Super Omega Max, which not to brag, but it is the most potent triglyceride form omega-3 developed in Norway right now, that's a reesterified that are more potent. So that's called Fortify Super Omega Max. But everybody doesn't need that. So an example is if you're really overweight, you may need it. If you have hypertriglyceridemia, a lot of inflammation in your body, you may need the Omega Max. But most people get by with our Super Omega. And remember, right now it's a BOGO, buy one, get one free. So you can't beat the price. But, and to talk about that question, we're always looking for a need, in the nutritional industry. You find a need for something. That's how Fortify has been evolving. As you've seen, we developed the Fortify Focus and Brain recently. We developed the next gen curcumin not too long ago. So first we find a need, then we put together a formula based on avid research that we do. Then we find the best source for the nutrients, like the omega-3 comes from Norway. Our proteins come from New Zealand and the UK. So then we find the best source for the best quality, the most reputable ingredients. And then we put together a prototype, and then we test it with a group that we have of about 20 to 30 people. We test the prototype, do like a little pilot study to make sure it's okay, and none of us are, falling over. And then we find the best place to manufacture it. So an example is, we might use a company in New Jersey for one aspect for making capsules. We might use a company in Florida for doing powders. So it's an evolving process that takes a long time. When we bring a new supplement to market, it's taken 2 years. When we worked on Fortify Fit, it was 2 years of research, 6 months just to get the flavor right. So it's a process, but we're constantly evolving the line of supplements at Fortify Vitamins. That was a great question, though.
Well, thank you. Doctors, have a wonderful Saturday. Lord willing, we'll find another question for next week.
All right, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob's been a caller for a long time. I mean, geez, I started hosting Ask the Doctor April of 1993. So it'll be 30 years next month. Maybe I'm going to get a 30-year trophy. I like a plaque. How about a trophy girl? Oh, Tammy's listening. I shouldn't say that. All right. Phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. We had Evelyn on hold, but we lost her. She got tired of waiting. Evelyn, you can call back, and we'll take your call in a jiffy. 1-877-969-8600. We're coast to coast right now. So California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, up to Pennsylvania, of course, Florida, Tennessee, everywhere in between. So coast to coast via the radio and live video streaming all over the place. You can go to Instagram, Dr. Michael Lang _ on Instagram if you want to watch us live, and many other social medias. But also sign up for our newsletter. If we're not on your radio station in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, we're always going to different radio stations and testing different markets. If we're not on your radio station, you can sign up for our newsletter. We'll send you educational information that we write. We'll send you promos, discount codes, and things like that. So go to fortify.com. And then at the bottom of the page, there's a section newsletter. Click on that, and you just basically put your email in, and you're instantly on our newsletter. I noticed Instagram is kind of going in and out, so we probably have a good, poor internet connection. But that's okay. Just stay tuned. You can still see look at that, beautiful faces. Well, one beautiful face here, Dr. Summerton. All right. Before we take that next caller, actually, we are going to take the next call. Then we're going to talk to Dr. Summerton about ocusoft thermal one touch and meibomian gland dysfunction. But let's go to Anna in Pensacola.
Great. Pensacola. Good to hear from you.
Good morning.
Good morning to you all. I'm 80 years old, and I have a numb toe. Now, I've gone to the doctor, and I've gotten exercises and all this, but I just want to know, is there anything I can do other than massaging it and exercising? And they didn't give me medicine yet, but they going to let me know what to do, but I'm asking y'all first.
What did you say you had?
Numb toe, my numb toe on the left side.
Dr. Summerton, you're shaking your head at numco.
Numb toe.
Oh, a numb toe.
Oh, TOE.
Aha. Well, that's a good question.
What can we do to help it? I know they give us some medication, and I'm not going to have no surgery. I'm going to do my exercise. I'm going to try to eat right. So maybe y'all can tell me.
Let me ask you this. Are you diabetic?
No.
No. Are you skinny or a little overweight?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm about 140 pounds.
Oh, that's not bad.
And I'm 5'4", and I exercise it, and I walk, not a lot, but try to walk a little every day. And it's getting better, and I massage it with my hands,
right,
and do foot soaks. So it's helping, but I wanted to get back to normal.
Sure. So a lot of things can cause this. And you know, I'm not an orthopedist, I'm not a rheumatologist or anything like that, but I'll just
Yeah.
tell you what, I'll give you some information. Dr. Summerton can chime in too. I think a hot soak is very good. Throw some Epsom salt in there, okay?
That's what I've been doing. Epsom salt.
There you go. Absolutely.
ahead.
Epsom salt, hot soak, some exercise, as long as you don't have any heart problems, getting out and walking, you know, treadmill, riding your bike, elliptical trainer, some form of cardiovascular exercise to improve circulation. Maybe eat more wild fish, wild salmon, sardines, mackerel, and wild fatty fish to get the omega-3, which has very potent anti-inflammatory properties. I like wild Alaskan salmon because it's high in astaxanthin, which is an anti-inflammatory, and omega-3. Or consider adding our Fortify Super Omega, which is buy one, get one free. I think just about anybody and everybody can benefit from omega-3. I'm pretty famous for saying that if you only took one supplement, omega-3 would be the way to go. So I think it may be advantageous not only for dry eyes and for brain and heart health, but for any type of inflammation in your body. You could have poor circulation to that toe. You could have arthritis in that toe. I mean, you could have gout. There's all sorts of things that can be causing you to have a numb toe. And obviously, it's a good idea to talk to your physician about this. You know, massaging the toe to improve circulation is probably a good idea. Dr. Summerton, you can chime in. And what are some of your thoughts?
Well, I think because she's in Pensacola there, I'm quite familiar. One of my favorite places is talking about seafood. I know you've been to Joe Patty's or Maria's and get you some fresh fish
and
in that
eat
diet.
Fish every week, but it's not salmon because it's very expensive, but I can get some maybe once in a while. And they got me on vitamin D. I take that twice a month, and I take my other vitamins. Oh, goodness, I'm trying to think. Vitamin B and then vitamin C. Yeah, vitamin C. And I'm in pretty good shape for 80 years old.
Absolutely. And so I think, Anna, I think what you need to do, put minimal clothing on, put your bathing suit on, go to Pensacola Beach. It's gorgeous. Walk barefooted down the beach. All right. The grounding can help. The vitamin D from the sun, believe it or not, is better than the pill you're taking. Keep taking your vitamin D pill, but get some vitamin D from the sun. Don't be afraid of the sun. So go walk barefooted down the beach. And then you call us and let us know how you're doing. But think about that Fortify Super Omega. It's buy one, get one free. I'll just throw one other thing at you. We have something called Next Gen Curcumin. Next Gen Curcumin is great for inflammation. Like I said,
how you spelling that? How you spell that?
Next Gen Curcumin. 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 Next Gen Curcumin. Look at the Fortify Super Omega. Look at the Next Gen Curcumin. These are safe, all right? Are they going to help you? That's a good question. They're not going to hurt you, all right? And then if you do that, let us know. It might be all you need. But remember, also talk with your physician about this, okay?
I will. I've talked to her, and she's going to recommend something. But I just want to let them know I ain't having no surgery. Now, that omega-3, can I get that from the vitamin store, or do I have to order it?
Well, if you're going to get our Fortify Super Omega, which is a re-esterified triglyceride form, you can you get it right on the website, or you call the toll-free number on the website at fortify.com. I'll give you the phone number, and you can call. I'll give you a phone number. Write this down. 866-503-9746. 866-503-9746.
All right. Well, I thank y'all, and y'all have a blessed day because y'all help us so much.
Thank you. And keep us posted, okay?
I sure will. Thank you.
All right. And we also can't underestimate the power of prayer. You know, it works. I got to tell you, believe me, I pray every day and I'm still here. All right. Phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. So a lot of you that are listening to us right now, Dr. Summerton and myself, Dr. Lange, you know, are plagued with dry eye symptomology. Your eyes feel sandy, gritty, burn, tear, itch. You wake up in the morning and your eyes are crusted shut. You've got this crusty little creepy crawlers all over your eyelashes. Your eyes are red. You have fluctuation in vision. And this could be related to a condition called meibomian gland dysfunction. And Dr. Summerton is an expert on meibomian gland dysfunction and on what we need to do to get rid of it. There's some things she can tell you that are simple, and then we'll talk about ocusoft thermal one touch.
Meibomian glands people want, what is that? That's on our inner eyelid, on that lid margin. We've got about 25 on the bottom, 25 on the top. And when you come in for an eye exam, we can actually see them under the microscope. So we get a really good idea what's going on. What's supposed to happen every time you blink, you're supposed to release a little bit of oil into that tear film. People know about watering, but there's 3 layers to our tears. There's the water, the mucin, which is the sticky part, and then there's that oil. And what we're finding, different reasons for dry eye, the main reason that comes up more often is because you're missing that nice oil layer that stops those tears from evaporating. So we want to get him working. I think he's pulling down, showing the right now, right under there, there's little meibomian glands. So we want to make sure they're clean, good lid hygiene, especially women. We put makeup on there year after year after year. You get those little tiny particles. They're going to clog up those glands. All this pollen in the air. I know here in Florida, it's blooming. We were just in Charleston. It's all over. We want to make sure they're clean so they're not clogged. We unclog them with warm compresses, simply raising that temperature for a good 10 minutes. A warm washcloth is not going to cut it. You need heat that lasts at least 10 minutes. So we've cleaned them, we heat them, and then we feed them. We just talked about that omega-3. Omega-3 loves that gland, good quality triglyceride form omega-3. So the basics are done. If that's not enough, we have an in-office treatment that we just love doing because we get results and we see results right away. We heat the glands with thermal one touch. It's almost like a spa treatment. You come in, you relax. We put the heat on the lids, a little bit of music, get those glands up to at least 110 degrees for a good 10, 15 minutes. And then as doctors, we come in and we'll actually manually express the glands. And this is the part I like because we can actually see which glands are working, what's coming out of those glands, what color discharge. It should be clear, but we did get different yellow colors coming out, and we got to get that stuff out. Once we've got them emptied out, then you get that good quality omega-3 producing the good quality oil into your glands again. And then every time you blink, you get just that right amount, and the eyes are going to feel much, much better.
And there's a lot of procedures that doctors are recommending out there. One that's kind of going by the wayside is called LipiFlow, and there's one called iLux, and we've done both of those in the past. And LipiFlow was $1,200. iLux was $600. This procedure is $300, so it's not covered by your insurance, but it's much more affordable. And I got to tell you, it works. Ocusoft Thermal One Touch works better than anything on the market, in my personal opinion, or as good as anything on the market. Let's put it that way. And it's a fraction of the price. Why pay $1,200 for something that doesn't work as good as something that costs you $300? But after we open those glands, you still need to take your omega-3. You still need to keep the lids clean and drink plenty of fluids. But if you have dry eye, you know you have meibomian gland dysfunction. That's something you need to consider. I see we got a lot of optometrists watching today. A lot of them chiming in. So hello to all our fellow colleagues out there. Once again, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Susan Summerton, myself, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute and Fortify Vitamins. Give us a call, 1-877-969-8600. Also, I want to mention Mandy. Mandy Baker is running Fortify Vitamins in Ocala, okay? So Ocala's there. Doc Hall has moved to the Lange Eye Institute. Doc Hall is doing free consultations, nutritional consultations, staying really busy at the Lange Eye Institute. So if you're in the villages, our patients or anybody, it's a free consultation with Doc Hall. Mandy Baker is at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala. She is also the director of advertising for Fortify and the Lange Eye Institute. She's been doing a bang-up job, so thank you, Mandy. Of course, my lovely bride, Tammy, runs the entire deal. I mean, she's the executive president of all Lange Inc., and without her, none of this would be going well. As you know, Arlene's husband, Michael, died, and so Arlene's been out for a while. Arlene is back in the saddle Monday. So we're going to all welcome Arlene back. All right, we're going to the phones. Vicky in Wildwood. Vicky, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Hi, good morning. Regarding vitamins and deficiencies, do you recommend getting blood work panels done to find out what you do need?
That's a great question. And a lot of blood tests are just looking at plasma. They're not looking at the true absorption. And one of the best blood tests that a lot of doctors don't even know exists, but they can order, is called SpectraCell. And SpectraCell is kind of like the hemoglobin A1C of nutritional testing. And a SpectraCell test, we did thousands of these tests in the developmental phases for our macular degeneration vitamins for a Fortify Macular Defense. That, by the way, is 30% off this month online. So ask your doctor to do a SpectraCell test, because then they can see exactly how the nutrients are absorbing, and it gives them a really good snapshot of where any nutritional deficiencies are. But it's called SpectraCell, and you can go to their website, spectracell.com, and you can see what doctors in the area are actually doing it.
Okay. So it has to be a specific doctor?
Yeah, it's got to be somebody that is in tune with it, because like I said, many doctors don't even know it exists. So they give you a list, I think, on the website of who is actually doing it. And then you can contact their office and see if they can, or you can contact your primary care physician and say, hey, I'd like to do a SpectraCell blood test. And then he can kind of do the research and find out, it's pretty simple to do. They send you a box with all the vials, and you just go to the blood lab with it, and they order it and they do it. So it's not very difficult. So yeah, go to spectracell.com and see what you can find out.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You take care.
I think. Bye.
Thank
All right.
you.
You're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Susan Summerton, and myself, Dr. Michael Lange. Once again, we kind of started talking about, thanks to Bob, talking about omega-3, and we talked about Fortify Super Omega. Most of you that are taking omega-3 supplements are buying them over the counter, and that's what we call an 1812, 180 EPA, 120 DHA. Very low amounts. Those amounts of omega-3 probably don't do much of anything. But the problem is they're an ethyl ester molecule. That means they have ethanol attached to the backbone. So that's very inexpensive. Prescription fish oil is this way, so they can make this huge markup. But an ethyl ester molecule is very unstable, goes rancid very quickly, has to pass through your liver to cleave off the ethanol and replace it with a triglyceride backbone so it can absorb. So wouldn't it be good to already have a triglyceride backbone the way fish naturally have it in the sea? That is Fortify Super Omega. There's a few other good brands, but on the label, it'll say either TG form or RTG form. That stands for triglyceride form or reesterified triglyceride form. So omega-3 is important if you only took one supplement, because it promotes heart health, brain health, eye health, joint health, good circulation, good blood pressure, improved cholesterol and triglycerides. It's good for hair, skin, nails, mental, cognitive health, okay? There's some good studies on it for dementia, are for decreasing the risk of heart attacks and strokes. And as you can go to a website, a new website out there, healthbenefitsofomega3.com. Check it out. Healthbenefitsofomega3.com. We're contributing editors to that website, and we write a lot of the articles. So healthbenefitsofomega3.com, that has the latest studies for the last 3 years proving it is amazingly beneficial. For diabetics, if their omega index is high, over 8%, you're much less likely to go blind from diabetic retinopathy. And the percentage is like 50%. 50% less likely to get Alzheimer's and cognitive decline. So omega-3 is good. So either get it from good fish or take something like Fortify Super Omega. Remember, the BOGO, buy one, get one free until the end of the month or until our supplies are gone. We've probably got about 1,000 bottles left, and those will go probably in the next 3 to 5 days, 6 days, 7 days. So go on the website or go to the Lange Eye Institute, Fortify Nutrition Center, the Lange Nutrition Center, or fortify.com. If you order one, you get one. If you order two, you get two. If you order four, you get 8, you get 16. So you understand. All right.
Dr. Lange, I think we need to mention, I know patients are a little hesitant of fish oil because they've had a bad experience in the past where it either smelled fishy or they had that fish burp they talk about. This is the good quality fish oil that does not smell fishy and does not taste fishy. If you're burping it up, you're not absorbing it. So we want it digesting and spreading through the body to raise those good omega-3 index levels.
Yep. And a lot of times when you're belching up, it's because it's the ethyl ester molecule. Once again, that ethanol causes a disruption of the gastric mucosa, and you belch up this nasty taste. You can find out if yours is an ethyl ester or triglyceride form. Number one, if it's triglyceride form, it will say it on the bottle, TG form, RTG form. If it doesn't say it, it's ethyl ester. But you can snip the end of it off, squeeze your contents in a styrofoam cup, if it rots a hole through that styrofoam cup, it's got ethanol in it. All right. And so that's going to be very unstable, and that's going to very unstable and not absorb very well. Every batch of Fortify Super Omega undergoes extensive detoxification, triple molecular distillation, third-party tested for over 250 environmental contaminants, including 6 heavy metals, 220 pesticides, 7 markers of PCBs, 15 digoxins and furans. So it's pure. That's why we triple distill it to make it pure. If I take it, my 96-year-old mom takes it, my kids take it, my patients take it, it's going to be the best of the best. So check it out, fortify.com. Look at Super Omega. Buy one, get one free. All right, phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. Is Vicky still on hold? Is she wanting to talk more, or she's probably gone? Okay. And then I think Clara was on hold. Clara, call us back and we'll take that phone. Call 1-877-969-8600. So we talked in the beginning of the show about a lens called scleral lens. A lot of you don't know what a scleral lens is. You're not really trained as an eye care provider to do a lot of complicated contact lens fitting in school. But there's a lot of patients out there that we see, Dr. Summerton, that really need a scleral lens. Can you expand on that?
Yeah, we even had just 4 recently great examples. There's the people that have had refractive surgery a long time ago that used to have those RK, where they actually got incisions in the cornea. Now, the unfortunate thing is those incisions are scars and they leave the cornea uneven. And sometimes those scars cut into where the pupil is, and it makes it really hard to see. If we put a soft contact on that, the soft contact almost molds to those scars, and they don't get that good vision. So we need that coverage. A scleral contact is more of a hard material to create that nice new surface to the eye to give that more vivid vision. There's also something completely different. I was working with a patient with Bell's palsy this week where they just couldn't blink anymore and the lid was not closing, severe dry eye, which is extremely uncomfortable. So putting that scleral contact on the eye, filling it with saline keeps that nice preservative saline, a little moisturizing agent against their eye all day. So it helps take care of the dryness and again helps make more vivid vision. And then another one, we're working with keratoconus. Keratoconus is actually a disease process where your astigmatism just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and your vision gets worse. And again, if we try to put a soft contact on or even glasses, they're not going to give that good vision. We need to create that new surface, that hard material that again directs that light to the back of the eye and again gets that vision much better than we've seen with any other contacts work. And it's new, but it's been around where we keep perfecting it and they get better and better each time, but we're loving the results and the patients are loving the results. It made me super happy this week. One of my patients, she had trouble. We tried so many contacts in the past. She'd kind of given up years ago, and she put those lenses on and she cried in the office. And it made me want to cry because it's just so great to really be able to help our patients with all these different options we have these days.
You know, we got a lot of people on hold. We're getting ready to take those calls in just a second, but I see somebody chime in, and I think it's on LinkedIn or maybe YouTube, and saying, I saw my local eye doctor in Ocala and said I have mites on my eyelashes. Yuck, yuck. He said to use baby shampoo. Is this okay?
We can do better.
We can definitely do better than that, can't we?
We can do better.
So, all right. Not to step on your eye doctor's toes, but if you truly have mites on your eyes, that's a condition called Demodex. We see it every day. Demodex is a mite. It hangs onto your eyelashes. It doesn't mean you're dirty. It's not crabs. And this is like a mite. It grabs on your eyelashes. It walks into the hair follicle, into the meibomian glands. It lays eggs. We see these eggs that back up on it. Baby shampoo, I'm going to use my incorrect French, ain't going to do anything, okay? You need to use, a minimum, tea tree oil derivatives, things like, at a minimum, Optase tea tree oil lid wipes. But the best is actually made by Ocusoft, and it's called Oost, O-U-S-T. It might be Oust Demodex. Oust Demodex. This is a very strong derivative of tea tree oil, and it kills these little suckers. It takes about a month, sometimes a little longer, and it comes in a foam or a pad, and you scrub them vigilantly, And we see patients, they come back and they have a big dramatic improvement, don't they?
That's right. They're looking great. Again, we look under the microscope, we can see them. And I will tell you, I used to work at Tyson Eye down there in Naples, and my staff will remember when we first discovered this, I actually had a microscope. I'd take those little mites off, put them on the microscope, and we'd kind of have fun experimenting to see what would kill them under the microscope. And we tried all different kinds of things, from Taco Bell hot sauce to vodka to artificial tears to peroxide. But we put that tea tree on it and we just watched them die right there under the microscope. But they are little mites, so they do go through life cycles. They've got eggs. So that's why you have to continue to do it, because you got to get through that next life cycle, those eggs that are still hatching there. So it sounds kind of nasty, but it can be taken care of with those tea tree wipes.
Right. So if you wake up in the morning, your eyes are crusted shut, matted shut, you have just dry, irritated eyes, and you always have this little crusty stuff on your debris on your eyelash, you might very well have Demodex. Go to your local optometrist or ophthalmologist. They can diagnose it, or you can self-medicate, on this, believe it or not. You can always buy the Demodex Oost. I don't know if you can get that over the counter. It is on the Fortify website at fortify.com under eye care or under ocusoft. And you can purchase that and you can try it. It won't hurt you if you don't have any mites. It actually will kill other bacteria and things on your eyelashes. All right, we're getting loaded up. Let's go to the phones. Barbara in Palm Harbor. Good morning, Barbara. Thanks for holding.
Oh, thank you. And thank your team is absolutely great. And this question is nothing to do with the eye, but I've got two experts here and I want to take advantage of it. When a person has an extremely long surgery and they're under anesthesia for a very, very long period of time, 12 hours, and the peristalsis totally and completely shuts down in the colon, and the digestive system really has a horrible time getting regulated and started again. Is there anything that you can tell me or suggest that would help the peristalsis in the colon to get regulated and get going? And even if a person has some diverticulosis, can you put some light on that, please?
Dr. Summerton.
Well, the first product that comes to mind is probiotics, because we want to make sure we've got all the good bacteria back in there, and it's digestion. So digestive enzymes, both of those, because you're probably, if you're needing that surgery, you're probably already off balance in the gut and already a little bit off balance and not having enough digestive enzymes.
I got to tell you, my brother went through some surgery like that not too long ago, and it took a while for him to wake up his colon. And they were giving him beef broth, lots of beef broth. Now, I don't know if there's any science behind that, but I mean, that's not a hard food. So it has a little protein, has some collagen in it, and it was a liquid diet. And he started, he went back and he's back to doing crazy things again, and he's back to normal. But it's a big burden on the system when you're under anesthesia, as for a long period of time. And even potentially worse than that is, you run the risk of a clot and you're throwing a stroke in the eye, in the brain, things of this nature. We see people that are, under the knife for long periods of time that would develop what we call ischemic optic neuropathy, where it's deprivation of oxygen, and blood flow to the eye. And it basically causes a stroke in the eye. We see it to the optic nerve. We see it to the retina. That's a branch vein occlusion, a branch artery occlusion, a central retinal artery occlusion. And so, I mean, the key is obviously have as least amount of surgery and be under the knife as little as possible. But obviously, sometimes, you need a major surgery, and it's a godsend that we have surgeons that can do that.
Amen. Thank you so much. That was very helpful.
Thank you, Barbara.
All right, Barbara, take care. Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors, Dr. Susan Summerton and Dr. Michael Lange. Remember, this is for educational purposes only, never replaces a medical evaluation or an eye examination, for educational purposes only. And if you got a question, give us a call, 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. Let's go to Liz in Pensacola. Liz, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you all for taking my call, and thank you all for all your good work. I have a neighbor across the street. He's 90. he's acting, oh, I don't feel good. But he went to the doctor, and they say he has too much iron in his system. And I'm just wondering what foods we can give him, or what nutrition advice you can give me to help him to get rid of that iron.
Wow, too much iron. Is he taking an iron supplement right now?
No.
Huh. Well, he could cut back on certain things like red meat, calf liver, chicken liver, things that are high in iron. He could start eating an orange or taking vitamin C. That helps iron absorb better. But he definitely needs to be talking with his physician. Needs to be talking with his physician to find out what medical condition he may have going on.
Right.
Okay, well, yeah.
A lot of times they have them donate blood to help that.
Really?
Right. Or we can use leeches.
Oh.
He's
okay,
joking.
and vitamin C. Okay. I know he liked beer, and I don't know if beer is high in iron or not.
No,
I guess
probably not.
It's not high in iron. Okay.
But remember, everything in moderation. Beer's not really good for the liver if you drink too much of it. So everything in moderation.
Okay, I'm gonna tell him to lay off the beer because he does drink that. But vitamin C and oranges, I'll get him. And thank you all.
All right.
Thank you, Liz. Love hearing from people from
All right.
Pensacola.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600. But she needs to get her neighbor into her primary care physician. They need to do some blood work and make sure the organs are working properly and why that iron is going up. I mean, we see it all the time in our patients, usually just the opposite,
Low iron.
Anemia, right. And we have ways of helping that for sure, nutritionally. All right, 1-877-969-8600. All right, you can call Fortify Vitamins Monday through Friday. I don't know if we're answering the phones today. We might be answering them for another 30 minutes or so. But the phone number for Fortify Vitamins is 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Remember, the BOGO, buy one, get one free on Fortify Super Omega is still going on at fortify.com. Also, one that we're running just for an inventory reduction sale because we got so much of it, and I want everybody to be able to try it, is our strawberry watermelon cream. We're running that for another week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see. Strawberry watermelon cream, Fortify Fit. Fortify Fit is the ultimate muscle fuel. It's pre-workout, post-workout. All of you getting older, it's for sarcopenia to help muscle wasting. All of you young athletes, it's amazing. Buy one, get one free. It doesn't expire for another 7, 8, 9 months. So it's fine. No short shelf dating. But Fortify Fit Strawberry Watermelon Cream, not the fruit punch. Strawberry Watermelon Cream is buy one, get one free as well. Before we get to the next call, I want to mention our next guest next week, is going to be a no newbie to talk radio, a world famous scientist, Dr. Karen Heck. She's been a guest 4, 5, 6 times over the last 10, 15 years on Ask the Doctor. Dr. Karen Heck is the scientific affairs manager at Asterial. That's who makes the best astaxanthin in the world. They make the astaxanthin that goes to many of our products. We're going to talk in detail about how astaxanthin is not only good for the eyes, but good for the brain and other aspects of it. And we're going to talk more about our new supplement called Focus and Brain. Obviously, our Fortify Focus and our advanced retina formula and our Fortify Fit. Those all have astaxanthin in it. So tune in next week. It'll be Dr. Michael Lange and Dr. Karen Heck from Asterial Astaxanthin. All right, we're going back to the phones. Steve in Clearwater, good morning.
Yeah, just a couple quick notes. You said that somebody called just a few minutes ago. I don't know if it was Barbara or who, but they said peristalsis. Is there anything you can take for peristalsis to stimulate it? Vitamin B5 is very, very good for that. It's pantothenic acid because it stimulates the production of acetylcholine in the gut. And when you do have to go, your urge is greater, and it's pretty effective. Second of all, the lady that just called about the iron, I would think that vitamin C would actually be counterindicated because it converts ferric ions to ferrous ions, or maybe the other way around, and that would make it more absorbable. I'm not sure about that, but I would think so. I don't know.
That's true, but it would make it absorb and maybe not circulate as much. Who knows in the plasma? I don't know. We'd have to look at her blood chemistries and talk with her physician about that. But you bring up a valid point. That's right. So I'm glad you chimed in. That's why I want her to see her physician.
one thing that's very interesting is when they've done studies on centenarians, and now they're doing super centenarians, over 110. One of the biochemical things that they seem to have almost universally in common is low iron levels. Now, not low anemic, but on the very lower end of the average reference range. And it's very, very strange, but iron really increases the free radical activity in your body because it's a pro-oxidant. But people over 100 tend to have iron levels that are at the very bottom of normal. And it seems to be beneficial to not have too much iron in your blood.
So on the verge of anemia.
Yeah, just on the verge of it, not below it, not so you're anemic. But in other words, if the reference range is, I'm just guessing here, making up figures, let's say 10 to 20, they would be right down at 10 or 11, right at the bottom lower level of that, not below that. It's very sensitive. But people who have high levels actually have a shorter lifespan. So, whatever.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, Steve. Thanks. We appreciate it.
And I'm very happy. Karen's coming on next week. I think she's super.
Yeah, you have to have a stump the Karen question for next week.
I'll try. Okay. God bless.
All right, Steve. Take care. All right, folks. That's Genius Steve. You can't even measure his IQ. He broke the test, broke the machine. All right, you're listening to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Michael Lange and not Dr. Karen Heck, Dr. Susan Summerton
Next week.
here co-hosting the show with me. Remember, you can see Dr. Summerton at the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida. I'll give you the phone number for the Lange Eye Institute. It's 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. Also, anything we talk about in this program, you can always look on the website. I always suggest going to the bundle section. When we have a bundle section, we take things that work, vitamins and minerals and supplements that work synergistically together, and we give you a really good discount, of course, free shipping as well. So go to the bundle section at fortify.com. That's FORTIFEYE, fortify.com. Also, sign up for our newsletter, all right? Just go to the bottom of the website, and it says newsletter down there, and we can sign up for that. Dr. Summerton, once again, is an expert in dry eye treatment, along with me. And Dr. Caputi, Lori Caputi, I have to mention her. She's also an expert in dry eye treatment. There's something else that we do recommend quite often, and that's punctal occlusion for dry eye. And these drops, these stem cell drops called Regenerize. And we've got time. Let's talk about a procedure called punctal occlusion that's really simple. It's covered by the insurance. It's painless, and it works.
Yeah, puncta are those little holes in our eyelids where our tears drain. There's one in the top and one in the bottom of each eyelid. So the theory is if you're not got enough tears, we want to hold your own natural tears in your eyes longer, because no matter what we do with artificial tears, your own tears are going to be best. So typically, there's 3 ways of doing it. Normally, we start with just the bottom ones, where we have a test try where we can do collagen ones. If you're a little hesitant or we're not sure, we want to put those collagen ones that will dissolve over 2, 3, 4 days. And the patient will give us a feedback and see how they're noticing improvement. It's not just improvement in the way your eyes feel. It's improvement how you see. We want that nice, good tear film to give you the clear vision as well as the eyes feel good. Then we have an extended duration plug. Those last, we have ones 3, mostly 6 months. And same thing, we put them in there. I like those ones because they go down all the way and they will dissolve after about 6 months. So that gives us time for these other treatments to kick in, with treating the meibomian glands, taking the fish oil, really getting your own natural tears working better. And then we do have more of the more permanent, not permanent where they can never come out, but permanent to where they won't dissolve. And those will last as long as they stay in there.
And, since we got time, I got to mention, amniotic membranes. We can't talk enough about these. There is an amniotic membrane out there. These are stem cell enhanced membranes that we put on the eye. We keep them in stock for people that have corneal problems, severe dry eye, corneal erosions, corneal abrasions, corneal ulcers, things of this nature. And the problem with them, they're either very uncomfortable or they're too flimsy and they don't last long. They ball up on the eye and don't stay on the eye. There's a new one on the market that Dr. Summerton and I love, and it's called eye disc. So I know we got a lot of eye doctors watching right now. Get in touch with me, and I can hook you up with the people, but it's called eye disc. And this is a thicker amniotic membrane. It's still a dry membrane, much easier to handle, not like that ash that you're using right now that's microscopic. It works incredibly well, and we've got numerous patients on it, don't we? Oh, yep, we do. And let's see, we got time for 30 seconds to talk to Sandy. Sandy in Gainesville, we got not much time, but we're going to try to do it really quickly. So turbocharge the question.
Oh, could you possibly use too much of the Oasis Tears Plus? Because my eyes were getting red, and the more I tried to use them, the worse it got. So do you think there's you can use them too much?
No, I don't really think you can. Oasis Tears Plus is preservative free, but if you're using it too much and you're having a reaction to something that's in it, maybe it's causing your eye to be red and irritated. So I would say go to three to 4 times a day is probably the maximum amount you need to use. If you still have an issue, then we got to switch to something else, okay? All right. We're out of time for there. Dr. Summerton, thanks for being a guest on Ask the Doctor. Of course, we have 8 seconds.
Thanks for having me. Everybody have a blessed day.
All right. We're out of here. God bless you. God bless America.